Hello, my name is Thea Cannon. I'm going to start with a prayer, please. Please, Yahweh, in Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, please, and by the power of the mighty Ruach HaKodesh, could you please guide me in what I need to say? Could you put your hedge of protection around me, please, Yahweh, and guide me in what I need to say? I do this freely and willingly. I wish to speak your desires. Oh, Yahweh willing. So, I'm back here again. I'm always going to start out with a bit of spiritual warfare tactics, which are things that the Elohim of Yahweh taught me along the way through Yeshua. Jesus, yeah. Now, I'm getting attacked by Hashtan Satan constantly at the moment because he really doesn't want me to do this. And it's weird, it's taken me all day to come up with all of it. Just when I thought I was finished, no. So, first off, how do I explain this? When I used to do counselling, one of the things that the teachers brought up to me was, when you do good for other people, do you get a good feeling out of it? My answer, of course, was yes, I do. I did. Believe I might have done a little bit too much because throughout this experience and throughout my refining process, they took that away from me. So I no longer got that warm, glowing feeling in your heart when you did something good. It was a bit of a test on me to see if I would continue to do the things that I was doing without that warm, glowing feeling in my heart. It was a little bit hard to get used to. But yes, I continued to do good even without the beautiful glowing feeling. Because that's meant to be for them. I didn't realise I was, yeah. I was actually getting off on helping people myself, where you're meant to give it to them. I wasn't, it's a weird feeling to explain. When you do good for people, you do feel warm in the heart, glowing, like you've done well, you've done good. I like that feeling. So I used to do, I suppose I'd do a lot of good. And then you lose that feeling of, feeling good, I suppose, about yourself for doing good for others. And then it makes you start to wonder, why were you doing it in the first place? Was it for yourself? Or was it for the Elohim of Yahweh, for Jesus, for Yeshua? So that was a bit of a lesson. I still haven't got that warm, glowing feeling back. So what I do, I have to do because I want to do, not because there is an ulterior motive anymore. I didn't even realise I was doing it until they took that feeling away. And then it was like, oh. Yes, I did ask for forgiveness for that. And I've learned to. That's why I always give praise to them for everything they give me. Oh, he's coming against me, Hashatan. He's on the left here, trying to make me feel like crap about myself. Satan, spiritual warfare tactics. So in scripture it's written that Yeshua, Jesus, sits at the right hand of the Father. Satan used to sit at the left hand of the Father before he was cast down, thrown down. Now, you can, depends on how much practice you put into it, but when you have thoughts, you're sitting there and you're thinking, you're reading your thoughts. So catch yourself in which direction you're looking in. Are you looking in to the left when you were just thinking what you were thinking? Or were you looking to the right when you were deep in thought? Or were you even looking straight up? Because all these directions have a point. There is Yeshua sits at the right hand of the Father. So if you're catching yourself in thoughts to the right, you're listening to Yeshua or the good angels. If you catch yourself looking to the left, you're listening to Satan or the Hashatan. Satan, Hashatan, all the bad fallen angels. If you're looking directly straight up and you catch yourself in thought, you're actually communicating with the Father, Yahweh. So they've taught me this through noticing myself. I've been controlling my thoughts for over 20 years because they say to test every thought that comes into your mind. And then they started getting me, Yeshua, Jesus, started getting me to notice when I was in thoughts and where those thoughts were leading, trying to catch myself almost like, you can do it. You'll be sitting there in thoughts and you won't even realize you're looking in a certain direction as you're doing it. These thoughts are coming to you as attacks from Satan and the fallen angels because they want you to follow their thought pattern, where Yeshua and the good angels wish for you to listen to them and follow their good thought patterns. Or you're communicating with the Father and He's communicating and telling you and talking with you. It's not just about following their thought patterns, because to the left, Hashatan and the fallen angels want you to, if they can get into your head, it's almost like they want you to wait on their every command for what you have to do in your life. Yeah. Get up, eat, do, talk, say, anything. You've got to look to them for command on what you can say and what you can do. Where with the Elohim of Yahweh, with Jesus, it's more of a friendship. So you got a best friend out there and you can sit down and you can talk to them about anything and everything, and you really trust them. And they help you to understand what's going on in your head. That is Jesus, Yeshua. The best friend that will never ever hurt you or break your trust. And He'll teach you to find happiness in life by learning His way. And that can be found in scriptures through the Bible. Oh. So yeah, that went in, went in a little bit of a different direction, but they often get me to do that. Jesus, Yeshua will. So I said, I think it was a week ago, that I was going to go out and get proof that I needed in order to show everyone that there is a third eye. That in itself has been harder than I thought. So I can't just go out there and get a scan. No. I've got to have a referral from another dentist to actually get that scan. And due to rules and regulations within Australia, they're not allowed to just give me that scan. Otherwise, they can lose their license. Isn't that lovely? Government rules and regulations just to keep us within our neat little circle box. Keep us within it. So, yeah, I'm going to try some different avenues. I'm hoping that there is an orthodontist out there who does scans for, this is what you need, because there's 3 types of scans out there apparently. So a lovely lady told me this today over the phone. There's 3 types of scans, and the one that you need in order to see the skull or the skull scan is one for an overbite for your teeth. So, not that easy to get in Tasmania. Yahweh willing, something will open up. So, and And this is where they got me to realise something that had happened in my past. Yeah. Oh, why was I scratching the left? Because he's been coming at me with this. He thinks I'm going, Hashatan, Satan, has been telling me all day, I'm going to make myself look really crazy coming out with this. Oh, silent F-bomb from Hashatan, Satan. He does not want me to come out with this, so I'm going to come out with this. Elohim of Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus has asked me to explain this. And they've told me that I wasn't being paranoid at the time. There was justification for the thoughts that I was having at that time. Oh, yeah. So I had pointed out previously that I'd had the scan done through the government. See, here in Australia, we have a healthcare system called Medicare. You hear about it sometimes, you know, how we get free healthcare. Long waiting list. You put yourself down for teeth repair, you could be waiting 3 to 10 years on that list to get an appointment. That's free healthcare. Oh, anyway, I at times have had jobs and so forth and would pay for it myself. And then when I was raising the children and so forth, I went through the government. Anyway, we had this initiative within Australia where they have dental schools. And if you arrived at a dental school and you showed your healthcare card, because you're a, low income earner, then they would give you free dental. So I managed to go through their system for 2 or 3 years. I was getting work done. That is where I got my scan. But then the system changed and the government took over, because it was a private school. For the government took over and took over all of that and combined it back into their system again. I really like the students too. They were very gentle. But something did happen at that school which was really weird, because I felt like I was under attack one day. And they're telling me it was true, but I thought at the time it was just weird, because I was in the dentist chair and I swear this young man could read my mind, because I was thinking things in my mind and then he was just coming out with it. Because at the time I was sitting there thinking, oh, wouldn't it be lovely if we could just take a tablet and grow back new teeth? Yeah. And then I got thinking about, because I'd been watching the vampire. Yeah, movies. And then I thought, ooh, I wonder what it would be like to be immortal and to live on this earth. You'd get pretty bored, wouldn't you? This is what I was thinking in my head while this young man was working over me. And he was acting really weird. And I remember thinking, well, I suppose you'd just have every career, wouldn't you? Because you get a bit bored after a while, so you just keep doing another career, another job, another job. And as I'm thinking all this and thinking, wouldn't it be good if we could just keep growing back teeth and that? This young man has just looked at me and he's gone, wouldn't it be lovely if we could just grow back our own teeth, eh? It's like he was reading my mind. And I got a bit weirded out by it. Oh, and then he was looking at me weirdly. It was almost like he was looking straight into my soul and trying to read me. It was weird. And he was checking me out and it was freaking me out. I started praying flat out while I was in this dentist chair. I was praying to God flat out and just talking to God flat out. And he started smiling flat out, like he knew what I was doing. Oh, because it was really weird. As I left and I was walking out, I turned around because I felt like I was being watched. And he was standing in the middle of the hallway and he looked at me and smiled and said, it's really nice to meet you, Thea. It was a weird experience. And that young man that was acting so weird over me had seen the scan that was done. He was there that day because I remember all the students standing around and I really wanted to look at that scan. Oof. And as I come out, I got shy and thought I can't do it. And he turned around and looked at me and just smiled. And he was checking that scan out. Oh, I don't know who he was and what he knew, but it's weird because I hear about these fallen angels and the Nephilim and that, and they're meant to be in and around us. Well, that wasn't the only weird experience I've had with people. The Elohim of Yaakov have told me, Yeshua have told me not to doubt that I was being watched or attacked or something. Because then that leads me into the next experience. I broke a tooth. And I had to go back to the dentist and I put myself down into the government system. Got me nearest appointment at a clinic. Oh, at the time I'd been learning a lot about symbols that these elite use for their codes and so forth. Oh, so that I was aware that if I ever ran into anyone like that, I would know that they like to openly wear their symbolism on them, not thinking they think that we're dumb and we don't know. And I just found out what a butterfly, half pink, half blue meant. Look, this went on for over 6 months. All right, I showed up to this appointment. This lady was very tall too. Yeah, I've watched a lot of those aliens or fallen angel movies. She was very tall. Instantly, it was weird because I can feel the vibe or the energy in the room of people. I picked up on it. They've told me to pick up on it. And no one liked to work with her. And every appointment I had, there was someone different with her. And they didn't feel comfortable. As I walked in the room, I've seen this butterfly. Straight away, it was like a beacon shining at me, blinking. And at first I thought it could just be a coincidence. It could just be she's got a pink and blue butterfly as a magnet. Maybe I'm being paranoid. But I wasn't. Anyway, why am I saying this and bringing it up about her? Because I was having a root canal done. Okay, I went 4 times over 6 months. No, it was more than that. 6 times. Far out. It was getting up there like 8 times or something. It could have been over a year. So I was going back for the same tooth. Apparently it had 4 nerves. And they could only get rid of 3. And they were having trouble getting rid of the last nerve. The last time I went back in there, I'd worked with pools, or not work with them. I had a pool. And I knew what citric acid smelt like because I had to put it in my pool. And I read the label and it said, warning, do not get in contact with skin or anything. So my last appointment comes. It wasn't meant to be my last. She put citric acid in the hole. Told me, don't move. You can't move. This is very toxic. We can't get the last nerve. We're going to put this in. So the nurse stayed, she left, or whoever she was, dental aide left. This woman proceeded to sit down and started listening to Beyonce. I'm not a fan of Beyonce. She's a devil worshipper. She believes she's Satan's wife. And her music's twisted. She even believes she takes on Lucifina, when she comes on the stage. No, not her. It's a fallen angel. Okay. Oh, she brags about it. So the last thing I want to hear is that shit. She's going on about how much she loves that music. But you see, I'd been silently listening to this woman too throughout the year. Every time I went in there and every new dental technician, she'd ask the question, do you have children? Oh, and if they did, do you like your children? They're not very nice, are they? Every time. And it was like, I can remember even sticking up for some of them and being like, no, kids are lovely. It's very hard to talk when you're getting your tooth worked on. But every time it was like, kids are little shits, aren't they? That's what she kept trying to say. Kids are little shits. I haven't got any. Kids are little shits. And then I'd see this pink and blue butterfly on a magnet. And she's sticking citric acid in my mouth. Okay, so the Elohim of Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus, had also taught me throughout life to self-heal. So if I had a headache, they had taught me to bring my fingers up to my head, wherever the pain was, and to imagine the pain going to my fingertips. And to imagine it going all the way to the fingertips. You're drawing the pain down, out to the fingertips, out, release. They taught me self-healing like this. So I didn't have to take Panadol and so forth. This was throughout my whole life. I'd learnt this skill through Jesus, Yeshua, to self-heal. Now, as I'm sitting there, I could feel this citric acid actually working its way. It was bizarre because I felt it actually going through my head, and I felt it actually start to hurt my temple. Now, in my head, I got told straight away by Yeshua, draw it out. So I got there and just started. I didn't think she was looking at me because I thought if someone sees me doing this, they're going to think I'm bloody crazy, you know, like trying to draw shit out of my head because I'm getting pain. It was right on my temple. So I've just massaged it out and drew it out like that and threw it away. And as I've done that, she sat up in her chair, turned around and she goes, oh, well, this is proving to be a little bugger to get rid of, isn't it? I never went back to her. She decided then and then, oh, we're not going to be able to get rid of this last nerve, are we? You'll just have to have that left in there. And I never made an appointment to go back and get my final thing done. I've had a temporary filling now for over 2 years and more. Quite happy with that, thanks. Oh, so I don't really trust the system, so to speak. And I am reminded of scripture that no poison formed against us shall prosper. Praise to the Elohim of Yahweh for watching over and protecting me. I know this sounds crazy, but this is my truth and this was my story. I thought I was paranoid at the time. Now I wonder how many other people out there are being attacked and feel like they have been personally attacked, but then think, you know, maybe I'm just being paranoid crazy, because it was very, very subtle. Oh. So, and then they design a system here in Australia so that it's illegal for you to go and get one of those scans of your own accord, private or not. Oh, but there will be a way. I'm sure there will be a way. They'll show me. Yahweh willing. And I'll get the proof. Because, yes, I've found out in our family line that we have a third eye under our socket. I didn't realise at the time what I had found out. It's back in one of my videos, how to identify the bloodlines of the fallen angels. I have proof. I've got to find a way to get it. And I don't know if someone's out there in Tasmania that has a way to do this, could reach out and help me. Please, for the Elohim of Yahweh, to verify the Bible and prove that the fallen angels did commingle with the humans. Now, if something does happen to my channel here, I'm on a few different places now because I've been kicked off YouTube a few different times. So every time I did, I was over on BitChute. And now I'm on iConnect, FX, and also Patreon. So I thought I'd cover myself this time so that they really cannot take me out. Because I refuse to go down working for the Elohim of Yahweh, and the only thing I have to fear is Yahweh the Father. And obviously, they've been coming at me for a long, long time. Even their poisons don't work if you have the protection of the Elohim of Yahweh. Yeah. And you can have that protection without even knowing it. Because I didn't know it at these times, that they were really with me, that the Ruach was with me, because I hadn't been baptized. And the general consensus is if you haven't been baptized and you haven't gone through all these other things, that you can't have a relationship with them and speak with them. Well, I call bullshit on that, because I did have a relationship with them. I must say I got to know Yeshua and understand how that relationship worked. Once I'd been baptized, they gave me that knowledge. So maybe you have had that relationship with them your whole life without knowing it. And maybe the water baptism is what Yeshua needs to come into your life and start explaining and showing you how you've been doing it naturally your whole life without even realizing. Ooh. Ooh, I didn't even realize that connection until then. Ooh. Ooh. All right, I'm going to leave you with a prayer. Mine's been leaning in a bit too much to Yeshua then. Starting to get a sore neck. I do that. Why do I like to lean into you? Because it's almost like I get a break from Hashatan. And I hear in Yeshua from the right, Jesus. And sometimes, I don't know if Father allows it, but as I'm leaning to the right, and there is scripture that says, lean into Yeshua for a break, I don't seem to hear Hashatan as much. So I probably enjoy it a bit too much. Got to be reminded to sit up and look at Father. By Yeshua. Yes. I've been loving our relationship. Now he supports me and lifts me up. Oh, so I'm going to finish with a prayer. I believe I've done all the notes, or yep. So, please, Yahweh, in Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, please, would you forgive us our debts, please, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Yahweh, because thine is the power and the glory forever and ever. Yahweh, in Yeshua's mighty Kodesh name, could you please let your desires be completed, Yahweh, here on earth, as they are in the Shemin, in the mighty Kodesh name of your Yaqid Jobin, Yeshua Emmanuel, and by the mighty Ruach HaKodesh, and by the mightiest of all names, Yahweh, our Elohim, Yahweh Ehad. I love you all, and thank you.